Hello there. I am Sir Utimate, and I welcome you to the adventures in Dundras. When last we left our intrepid band of heroes, Talos, the Dragonborn Paladin, Dane, the Dwarven Paladin, Milo, the Bardic Halfling Rogue, and Soren Moonberry, the Druidic Drabine Cleric. Our party had arrived at Starfall Citadel, besieged by an army of the undead, headed by a mysterious figure with red scales, hiding underneath black armor. This figure seemed cruel beyond measure, as he demanded the party vacate the Citadel, or join him and willingly give up their freedom for the sake of their lives. The party, not wanting to go along with this fiend's plan, went inside the Citadel and came up with a plan of their own. They had used converse to contact the Ash Marches, a small army of undead fighters, led by their old friend Elias, who had aided them back in Duskwood, asking if he could bring the Ash Marchers to Starfall Citadel to face this threat with them. But knowing very well that the Ash Marchers may not be able to hold off the army of the undead by themselves, the party knew that they would have to pincer this army and hit it from both sides, from the back and from the front. And so, they needed a way of weaponizing Starfall Citadel in some way that they could aid in the fight. This is when Nampoodle came and told the party he had been working on some magical defenses for the Citadel for such an occasion, but was unable to finish it, having been occupied by other projects. He indicated to the party that he required only two things to get this defense system operational. One, would he needed the original model of a rifle that he had designed and rebuilt for Dallin, the Inferno rifle, as his original blueprints were destroyed in one of the previous attacks by the undead. Once he had that, he would be able to complete the mechanisms for the defenses that he had been working on, but he needed something to power it, and for that, he needed the heart of a fire elemental. So the plan set in motion, the party had spent a day aiding the citizens of Starfall before making their way to the rooftop. From there, at the top point of Starfall, Milo, who had arrived via the underground rail with Soren, had joined with Talos and Dane, as Milo unveiled his flying carpet and Talos donned his wings of flying as the party took off into the air, aiming for La Montagne, the lone mountain. Will our heroes be able to find Dallin? Will they be able to defeat this mysterious figure and his army of the undead? Find out on this exciting episode of The Adventures in Dundras. But first, let us meet with our players and see how they are fared this fine day.
Alright, quiet.
What's this?
Nothing.
Talking crap about me, are we?
No, of course not.
Note to self, add double the monsters to the next counter. How are we all doing this week? That bad? Don't even have words for it. Seems I have a lot of work on my hands then to improve your guys' week. Am I still here? Am I
I
still
was just
connected?
gonna say I might have. Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah, it's just you all got real quiet there. I was like, Yes, go on, Remy. Speak.
No. I was just gonna say, by like a point or two, failed my con save last night, so that's fun.
Ooh. Sounds fun.
But it's pretty chill.
That's good.
Apart from that, just work and more work, really.
I feel that. On a deep level. What about you, Ryan? I see that you were working on some coding.
I like the better question right now is, Ryan awake?
He joined the chat at some point. He's here.
He did. He was talking for a while and then went silent. But right before he went silent, he was like, man, this, no sleep is really getting to me. Then disappeared.
Down.exe has stopped responding.
Give me 1 second, I'm gonna give him
on
a
it
shout. No, I'm gonna, like, call his personal phone.
Fair. That's probably better than me just constantly spamming @Dallin in chat. How about you, Aaron? How are you doing? Oh, he's probably on the phone. So,
Yeah.
Remy, it's just you and me.
Hello there. How you doing though, Tim? How's your week been?
It's been a week. This week is
felt
also looking to be quite a week. I can get more into it once the other guys get here, but I'll get into that later. Aside from that, though, I've been managing. Let's see, finished playing a Legend of Zelda game with my wife fairly recently. The Echoes of Wisdom, that was fun.
Very nice.
Been looking into potential other games that me and my wife could try playing together. At this point, I think I have a couple that I've had for a while, but never actually played or got into for whatever reason. I just need to get another Xbox One controller in order for us both to play it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I don't even remember when I got it, but I have Lego The Hobbit.
Ooh, it's always a good one.
And it has co-op on it, so I just need to get an Xbox One controller so we both can play it. Because I have my original one, I never got around to getting a second controller, just for whatever reason. And then another thing I need to look into more is I obviously maybe if she didn't want to play, she could watch me play the Shadows of Mordor games. I had both of those.
Ooh, fun.
And one other thing is that the second one has an online co-op thing, and curiously enough, by some, I'm still not exactly sure how it works, but I have the physical copy for my Xbox, and then on my computer, I also got a copy for free. Trust me, I have no idea how this works. I just remember looking on my Xbox thing here on the computer, and it's oh, download Shadows of Mordor. I was I clicked on it, and it's downloading. It's wait, do I what? So I don't know how it works, but somehow I have both a physical copy and then I have a digital copy that I didn't pay for, but because I have the physical copy, I got the digital copy. Shrug.
I would assume that would be the reason why, because I know Xbox has been kind of being more lenient on things like that. I mean, after all, they're starting to publish their games on PlayStation now, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was the reason why you have it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll probably need to take a look again. I was wondering if, since I have a physical copy on my Xbox, if I would be able to somehow cross-platform that to my PC and maybe have my wife play one part of the multiplayer on the Xbox and I play the other part of the multiplayer, co-op, whatever, multiplayer on my PC. There's a lot of questions about that I have no idea if or how it will work, but I'm very curious to find out.
Would be interesting to find that one out.
Yeah, Middle Earth Shadow of War. I don't have it currently installed, but I can install it on my PC. I have no idea how or why. But and also, and the fun thing is, I got the version that included all the DLCs and whatnot for Shadow War, and I technically I can have that for my PC as well as for my Xbox. So it boggles my mind. Do any of you have Middle Earth Shadow of War?
I do.
Maybe that'll be something I test out with you. Like, do you have it on console or do you have it for PC?
PC.
Ah, well, it wouldn't work as well then. Do you know what the online multiplayer thing is? Is it like how Assassin's Creed did their thing where you can battle each other, or is it like you can play the same map and like conquer Mordor together, sort of thing?
I think it's more of like the fortresses you conquer, someone else can come in and try to conquer it for them.
Gotcha. It's been a hot minute since I played it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played it as well. At least like a year or two. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how the multiplayer works on that game.
Definitely seems interesting.
But yeah, I'm still open to.
It would really suck if we try to do a session without him and Talos.
Yeah. Let me see if I can give him another call. But before I do that,
I had a thing for Talos because I have ways of being able to make sure your characters are either occupied or they're doing something productive, whilst if their player is not there for the session. Anyway, you were saying?
I was gonna say before I call Randy in, let me tell you about my week, because it's been a week.
It seems like several of us have had quite a week.
So, Wednesday, definitely did something way outside of my job description. I played mechanic for 5 hours out of the day.
Like a mechanic in a way that you were qualified for, or like you were voluntold for?
Yes.
Oh.
So, long story short, at least as short as I can get it, the vessel the vessel that the owner of the marina has, they have a minivan to help kind of just like get provisions onto the boat and just kind of like help transport them throughout the town. That way you don't have to keep paying for Uber. They left that here at our marina, and my boss told me, hey, when you get a chance, can you move this vehicle over somewhere? Alright, sure, not a problem, cool. I just need the keys. Get the keys. Find the van after like half hour of searching, because I was not told it was a minivan. I wasn't told it was actually for the boat. I was just told, hey, find this car, bring it up here. So when I find the car, I try to use the key fob to unlock it, not unlocking. So I'm like, okay, cool, key fob's probably dead. So use the key that's on the key fob to get in, and as soon as I get in, I go to start the car. Because it's one of the newer cars, the key fob has to be within a certain range of the car to actually start it. So it's not starting. Okay, cool. Kinda assumed that was gonna happen, but whatever. Let me get out, tell my boss. I get out of the car, try to lock the car. It's not locking from the door panel on the inside. I'm like, oh, battery's dead then. Got it. So, jumpstart the car, get it to start running. After like 10 to 20 seconds of it idling, it turns off. Okay, let me see about if I can just rev the engine and see if the car will stay on then. Start revving the engine. I'm probably in there for like 5 minutes at most, revving the engine, and then all of a sudden on the dashboard I see engine overheating. Like, okay.
Put any coolant in.
So, grab my water bottle, fill it up like 8 times to put water into the radiator overfill. And that is still taking on water. Why is it doing that? I look underneath the car, and lo and behold, there is a giant puddle of water and coolant on the ground now.
Oh no, it had a leak?
Yeah. So, go up to my boss, tell her what happened, and she calls the captain of the vessel. He picks up, they start talking a little bit, and then my manager goes, "Hey, so we can't move your van because the battery won't stay on." It's like, Captain goes like, "Oh yeah, we knew about that. You just have to sit there and rev the engine up for a little bit." Why the fuck didn't you guys tell us this before you left your broken-ass minivan in our fucking parking lot and then ask us to move it?
No kidding!
So, that was that. She didn't mention the radiator. Whatever. Get told that tow truck's gonna come over and pick it up later today. Okay, cool. Not a problem.
Charge them for, like, leaving their broken crap there.
No, we can't charge them for
Well,
leaving their broken crap there,
Well, you
but...
can, but the tow company can.
Well, no, we were just getting it towed to have it sent off to a mechanic to change it out of battery. So, tow truck guy comes out, talking to me. He's like, "Alright, so what's the issue?" Well, there's 2 issues, however, I'm pretty sure only one's getting paid for. Battery's dead. Needs a new battery. Okay, shouldn't be too hard. What's this other issue? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the radiator's cracked. Like, okay. It's like, listen, I just work here. I was only told that they're paying for the battery. I don't know what's going on with the radiator, but that's all I know. Alright. They take it off. That's around the end of the day. Next morning, first thing out of my boss's mouth, as soon as I see her, he's like, "Hey, so you were right. Radiator's cracked. And it needs a new battery." Shocker. I know I sound like a moron 90% of the time when I start talking about stuff, but every once in a while I'm actually right. She didn't like that too much, and he kind of just walked away after I said that. But I still have a job.
How about that? I mean, that's still something.
Sorry, my headset turned off because there was no sound for a while.
Oh, I still heard you.
Well, no, I've got, like, as soon as I was done talking, my headset will turn off. I don't understand why. It is so fucking annoying.
How about that? Well, I'm
But then,
sorry
yeah.
that you had quite a week with that. It definitely sounds so annoying and irritating.
Oh, there was more, but we'll just leave it at that.
There's always more.
Property, or the hotel on property finally opened up. So, on Thursday, so the grand opening was that night. That was fun.
Sounds like it.
And, yeah, that was my week. Very shortened.
Well, sorry to hear you had to go through all that. It does not sound enjoyable at all.
As they say, it is what it is.
Indeed. Remy here was saying that, like, you had a somewhat okay week, right?
Yeah. What is it? We had our we've been having our what's it? Team member previews for Epic recently, this week. So I've been enjoying the park and getting all of the kinks out of the way, so that when it does actually have its grand opening, you know, everything's actually running. Except Ministry, because Ministry isn't going to be running probably. Yeah. So the Ministry is one of the new Harry Potter areas, and it's
I mean, the Ministry of Magic.
yeah, it literally is the Ministry of Magic. Oh, building is absolutely gorgeous. So one of the one of the things that they were saying about was that what was it? Hang on, I've lost words. My apologies.
How dare you lose your words?
Listen, I never said I was an eloquent dwarf. What was it? They were saying to us for a while that this whole building, it was going to be like one of the largest actual buildings in the property for the company. Yeah, they did not disappoint with it. You walk into the actual main hall to the Ministry of Magic, and you just look up and up and up and up. Just the main hall itself is just like, it's like 4 stories in there.
Jeez.
It is an absolutely enormous building.
Impressive.
No one has any idea what the ride is, because they've been keeping that very, very, very tight-lipped. But yeah, I am actually excited for when guests get to see that, because even just walking through like the main entrance of the park, so cool.
Sounds like it.
It's gonna look even better when there's not construction still going on.
Oh yeah.
Story
Yeah.
of my life for the past 3 years.
No, the park's eternally under construction somewhere. Whether it's front of house, back of house, something's going on somewhere.
Oh, of course. I mean, gotta have something going on somewhere, everywhere.
Oh yeah. And the nice thing about it all is, I can say whatever I want because I'm not under an NDA.
Yay!
Because I know we are streaming right now.
Yes, that we
But-
are.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Because you're not under an NDA!
Hooray!
Let me keep that token in mind for later. That's a cool token.
Oh no. Run!
It's nothing bad, it's nothing bad. I'm just looking while we're talking here. I'm looking through some of the tokens that I get as part of my membership of the Roll20 thing, and it's like there's a couple here. It's like, woo! Like that's some pretty sick tokens that is included here. Like when I look at some of my the actual character or like these monster things, it's like, oh well, those aren't nearly as cool. I need to take a look at what I got for this month, because I don't know if I got added automatically or not. Oh, yeah, that's so tiny and so small, it's so hard to see. Whereas if I use the other one, it would be much, much, much better. I'll keep that in mind for later. So, no luck on Ryan.
I think he's just like passed out to the world at this point.
Jeez. Good call now. Ugh. Now, if he does a show, we're gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah. I mean, if Ryan doesn't, if Ryan doesn't come back with 2 players out, yeah.
that could make things a little bit rough.
Yeah. Both on... well, combat if we see any today.
And also story.
And also story, yeah. And also just... definitely story. It's like, oh yeah, so here's what you missed while you were away and or passed out.
Yeah, I tried calling him again. Both times went to a voicemail, so...
He's got his phone shut off.
not straight to voicemail, but rang a couple of times, then went to voicemail. So he's just not answering.
Probably because he's passed out. That is most unfortunate. I suppose while we're waiting, I could talk about my week and how that went.
Yes.
So, much similar to you, unfortunately, I also have had quite a week, Aaron.
Yay! Love those type of weeks.
Yeah. So, basically, we knew that this was coming. This coming week here, like next Friday, this coming Friday, I guess. We have a new location opening up for our company, about 10 to 15 minutes away from my current location. And so, obviously, like, this is good for the company, but for our location, it's not so good because we're looking at what is essentially another like location that would be taking business away from us. Because, like, most of the other academy locations that we have are within 30 to 40 minutes away from us, south and, like, west and east, so, like, we're good enough distance that we have plenty of space to breathe and, like, the customers to come to us from different directions. But this one is about, like, 10 to 15 minutes west of us, and so at this point now we know for a fact that they're going to impact our sales, and so we've been getting ready for that. But as part of, like, this new location opening up, a bunch of fun things have been happening. And not only because of that, but the company itself, as you all know, we're in a bit of a financial, well, the world in America in general is in a bit of a financial crisis. A recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. And so as a result, businesses all across the country are not doing the greatest sales-wise, and my company is no different. And as a result, many companies have been going about trying to figure out ways of how they could save money. And so...
yeah, it's the penny pinching.
Mm-hmm. And so as part of that, they've tried to gaslight me into, like, telling me, like, oh, no, like, I know how in the past, like, you had yourself a team lead, 2 to 3 full-timers, and then at least 2 part-timers. But, no, actually, that's what we were allowed to give you. Officially, you're only supposed to be operating with, like, 3 team members. I was like, okay, so is it, like, does that include, like, me and 3 others? Oh, no, you're part of that 3. So, a lead, a full-timer, and a part-timer. Yep. Like, so, at this point, I'm supposed to try and operate a logistics team with a quarter of what I used to. Yep. That's interesting. Oh, also, because we believe, the company believes that most of the teams that operate between the hours of 5 in the morning and 7 in the morning aren't nearly as productive. So we're going to have all of the team members start coming in at 7 in the morning. Except for truck days. You still have to come in at 4 a.m. for that. I was like, interesting. So you're telling me that I'm going to have to go cold turkey on a shift that for the last 4 years now, I've gotten very comfortable and used to going to work between 4 and 5 in the morning, so now I'm going to, in the span of, like, immediately, without any notice, I'm having to pivot and go to 4 a.m. and a 7 a.m. shift. Yep. We'll see you at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Great.
Oh, and they then have you start the next day?
Yep. Yep. I'm hoping that this particular change is going to last only until like summertime when business will kick back up, but for the time being, this last week was rough. And then of course with daylight savings happening today, I'm continuing this schedule through next week. I'm also anticipating this coming week to be kind of rough. Because obviously I have to like get up later for work, so that means I have to try and go to bed later, and when you have to try and adjust going, like, having a, like, you feel sleepy, you are ready to go to bed around between 7 and 8 o'clock, to now suddenly, like, oh, I need to, like, go to bed a little later, so that way, like, I still get that allotted amount of time to sleep, because I don't want to get up earlier than necessary, because then halfway through my shift, I'm going to be dead to the world. And so now, instead of going to bed at that time, I have to try to go to bed between 8:30 and 10:30. Except for days when I have to go for a truck. That day I also have to go to bed at like 7, so... it's quite a change for me. And
Yeah, sounds like it.
so that's the first complication of what's kind of been a long week for me. The second part is, as a result of the new store opening, for this entirety of this last week and what's coming up for this week, the CEO of my company is coming to town.
Fun.
Yeah, and my location is designated media center of the district. So anything that's media worthy, anything like any bigwigs come to town, like they come to our store. Which you could see that as a bit of an honor. It's like, oh yeah, we're one of the one of the only stores that actually comped positive this last year compared to like 98% of the rest of the other stores in the company, in the district. That's cool. Like, we're honored, but at the same time, it's like, oh, so we now have to have the stress of trying to make sure this place is CEO worthy a couple weeks before he arrives. So that has been my week, and what I'm anticipating coming up for this next week is change hours of employment and extra stress added for trying to ensure that our place is as top peak as possible with a micromanaging store director. It's great. So I felt you very deeply there when you said it's been a week.
Yeah, I hate how much I can relate to everything you just said.
Yeah. So it's been quite a week for all of us. Ooh. So then maybe Ryan might wake up in the time that I was giving my little story here. Well, lads, what's the play here?
That is a good question.
I mean, we
Alright,
can pivot if we wanted to try playing something else.
I'd be down for that.
And then if he shows up, we can always pivot back.
True.
Ugh. Yeah, go and ping him one more time. try to be a little nicer about this. So my wording is like, that could come up a little aggressive here. Let me adjust that a little bit. Because I don't want to be aggressive to him. It's like, it's not his fault. I mean, well, it kind of is his fault, but like, I mean, it's not like...
It's not like he was purposely going there.
Yeah, like, he's got a good reason as for why. I mean, if you look at what he posted this morning, like 2 hours ago, I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but I know coding is a beast. And for what I'm seeing here, this looks complicated and weird. A lot of green blips, some purple in there, and strings, integers, floats, food in pounds, firewood in pounds, burn cream in pounds. What? Bird cream?
Yeah, I tried understanding it. I'm very confused by it as well.
Character's name, character's title, name of the store, or strings, amount of health, mana, antidote, strength, amount of arrows. I mean, this seems fantasy-like, but then, like, water in gallons, lamp oil in gallons, beer in gallons. I mean, that all makes sense. But then, burn cream?
It sounds like a... what is it? Like a general store.
It kind of does. Health potions.
So like,
boot
so like the
shine.
stock of the actual general store itself.
Ooh, boot shining cost is $8.99. That's a steal, I guess.
I was gonna message him and say, hey, you need more beer. Like the beer in gallons integer, just yes, especially when Dane's around.
It's very, very interesting. And like, is he trying to code like an indie game? I wonder.
I do remember hearing something about. I want to say it was an indie game that he was doing something with.
Okay. Okay, so I guess for the moment, I'll probably put an end to the streaming for right now, and then we can maybe pick it back up if he shows back up again. So I'll just re-edit the title of The Adventures in Dundras, instead of being episode 69. Because yes, we were on episode 69 now.
Nice.
I'll call it the weekly catch-up, as we were catching up.
Very nice, very nice.
There we go. So, anything else? Oh. Okay. Anything else we wish to share in our weekly catch-up? I mean, let's see. I told you about my fantastic, terrible, terrible week. Anything more? What was this last week? It feels like a bit of a blur. Let's see. Well, I guess nothing terribly interesting happened this week. So I guess future events coming up, I obviously, not this weekend, but the weekend after, the 21st through the 23rd, we got a big Comic-Con coming here to Kansas City.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. We weren't initially planning on going, but then we heard that there was a lot of big names for whatever reason coming into town. A few of which I'm interested in is John Rhys Davies is coming. Andy Serkis is coming. And Leonard Nimoy is coming. Or, no, not Leonard, Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd is coming. Which, if you're not familiar with the names, John Rhys Davies is Gimli in The Lord of the Rings, and of course, Salim in Indiana Jones. Christopher Lloyd is, of course, Doc in Back to the Future, or if you follow this deep cut, the hacker in Cyber Chase.
Yeah, Vanessa.
And of course, Andy Serkis, if you're not familiar, he is Gollum in The Lord of the Rings. He was also what's-his-face in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. During Black Panther? Yes, Black Panther. Or was it Black Panther? I think it was Black Panther, wasn't it? He was like a weapons arms dealer, basically.
Okay.
There's also quite a few other like big names coming in from like some Doctor Who characters and many others. And so as a result, my wife and I were very interested in going in and meeting with a few of them, and having a good time.
Sounds good.
That's the next big thing that's popping up for us in the near future. Shouldn't interfere with our normal Sunday session, as my wife understood that I very much enjoy spending Sunday with you guys, so we should be fine in keeping up with that. Besides that, I don't recall anything else major that's coming up. Obviously, the 17th is coming. Next Monday is St. Patrick's Day. I'm sure we'll probably have more to say about that the day before when we have our next session. How about you, Remy? Anything exciting coming down the pipeline for you?
Not really right now. Nothing really. Which, it's fair. It's nice. It's nice to have a consistency.
Oh yeah.
That kind of sucks because everything then just is the same.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, there's some comfort in the familiar when nothing changes and nothing crazy's going on, but at the same time, it can be boring.
Yeah. Like, I just hit my 9th year anniversary at the company, so it's like, oh dear. I'm getting unfortunately close to celebrating my 5th anniversary with the Academy right now. Come the 1st of June. It feels like, maybe I shouldn't have been here this long. But at the same time, I keep hearing the constant horror stories from my friends, and from my wife's friends about some jobs that they have where, they're barely making, 19 to 20 an hour, and some of them even make, 30 hours this last week, and it's like, I'm well above 20, and I'm guaranteed a solid 40 every week. As much as, this job isn't the greatest all the time, there's not a lot of other places that are offering the same amount of pay and the same amount of hours at the same time. And so it's well, there's
probably a few things that I would maybe prefer to do. And today's current world, I feel nervous about trying to hop over to something else just because I'm not guaranteed a higher pay, or like if I get that higher pay, I don't know if I'd be guaranteed like the same amount of hours, because like you could get higher pay, but if you don't get that 40 hours a week at least, then you're basically just either getting paid the same or less.
Yeah. No, I feel that. No, I wouldn't. I don't mind. It'd be nice to switch jobs, but at the same time, yeah, it's the pay and the hours.
Indeed. In my current job, I'm as much as I am annoyed by how the hours have changed, I'm still at the very least like working Monday through Friday, like fairly regularly. So have like, and in the morning still, like I don't have like a manager schedule where I could be working Sunday night closing and then have to come in Monday morning. Go to bed at like midnight on Sunday and then have to come in at like 7 a.m. in the morning. Like that doesn't. Yeah.
That doesn't sound appealing to you? Why not?
So I get to your trepidation as well. It's not ideal.
No, it is not.
Meanwhile, Aaron's here, like soaking up the sun and like working on boats, dealing with cracked radiators.
Cracked radiators, rich people who think that their shit don't stink. Fucking love it.
I feel that as well.
I got Justin asking me questions, like it's trying to catch up on where we are in the story.
Reggie doesn't just watch the streams.
Well,
Everyone, at least for like a couple minutes to kind of like realize where things are.
Yeah,
Granted,
I do like I also have my session notes that I post, which everyone can read.
that too.
As for watching, this last session was, well, there was something that went wrong with it, unfortunately. I don't know if I mentioned
Uh-oh.
that.
Don't believe so.
Ew.
Yeah, essentially, like, the complicated thing that occurred was that, I guess, one of the musics I played, which I'm not quite sure, I put in an appeal for it, and I still did a thing to, like, you know, I covered my butt, but it got claimed, like, copyright claimed.
Oh.
Despite the fact that the music I play is always like either royalty free or like I made sure that I double checked with the original artist, and they had a thing where it's like, hey, so long as you like include our names and credit us, you can just play our music for whatever. And that's what I have in the description of like all these videos. I have like the couple artists that I use on like every stream. So I was not quite sure what got claimed that wasn't covered under that, and so I appealed for that, and so we'll see what that comes up with, because who knows how long that could take. But for the time being, I don't have any strikes. It was just a warning, since like it was the first time it happened, so I did an appeal, and I did a little like quick like 7-question like quote-unquote training to basically have the warning wear off within a few days. So either A, they accept my appeal and take away the warning, or B, the warning just goes off on its own, is because I did a training to get rid of it. And so as a result, the last session, like while it did air, and I don't know, you might be able to find part of it that wasn't claimed. Yeah, it was. I don't know exactly what happened last session.
I'm pretty sure for YouTube, if there's a claim in any part of the video, the entire video gets taken down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. I know initially, right after the session, like everything was still like it showed up still on YouTube, but it was only for like a couple hours worth of our session. Let me take a look real quick. Streamed 6 days ago. Oh, that's even named wrong. That's weird. So, like,
Interessante.
yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it said, like, streamed 6 days ago. The previous one before that was episode 67, Race Against Time, and then the next one is episode 62, High Speed Antics, which was something that was a session that I had, like the name that I put for a session a month ago.
Yeah, that was the train us coming back, right?
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to go through that later and fix that up. But at least 2 hours and 9 minutes of the last week's session is available. Sheesh. In any case, if there's nothing else we want to catch up on for right now, I'll go ahead and end the stream and then we can just hang out.
Very well.
See you.
Be right back. Thank you, dear viewers, for watching. Hopefully we might be on a little bit later if our other guy can show up. But until next time, always be ready for adventure.